Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to answer quite a few requests, and these are requests that have been piling in since the very beginning of this series, because, well, apparently this film is one a lot of people apparently would love to see me watch, and they are in luck because I've never had a chance to watch it. And I've always wanted to, because if there's one thing which you guys have noticed when it comes to the films that I am able to openly request from this series, or not fucking recommend for this series, I almost always recommend the really fucked up things. And tonight's movie is worldly known as being a complete mindfuck. In fact, if you ask almost anybody who knows anything about films to name the biggest mindfuck film out there, this one's usually at the very top of that list, usually within like the top 2 or 3. Tonight's film is from David Lynch. It was released in 1977. The film is Eraserhead. Yep. I've never had a chance to watch this until today. So, I really don't know if this is going to be any good, but hey, the good news is I finally get to watch Eraserhead, and I've always wanted to. So, I am actually going to hold off a lengthy intro and just dive right into this one. So, without further ado, ladies and gents, it's time to sit back, relax, and check out Eraserhead. Okay, guys, I am officially lost. I have no clue what the hell's going on. We have some guy whose head is like sideways and he refuses to blink. We have another guy who's sitting next to a window. He looks to be covered in oatmeal, and we had a very slow zoom in on what looked to be like a planet or the moon. I really don't know what the fuck else to say. So we have gone from the really loony and strange opening to about 8 fucking minutes of really nothing. There actually has been almost no attempt at a story. There's really no attempt at character depth, but then again the film is still pretty early in, so perhaps that will change. Okay, I don't know if that was blood or shit that just leaked out of that headless cooked chicken, but that was sick as shit, man. Ugh, God. What the fuck? The fuck is this thing? If this thing is the baby which they were talking about, good God. It looks, my God, it looks basically, it looks almost like a cross between E.T. and a cow. And just listen to that noise it makes. Oh boy, a close-up. God, this thing here is the shit that nightmares are made of, man. You know, guys, oh, shut the fuck up. I would just like to say that the dialogue in this movie really sucks. I just thought I'd say that, because this film's not giving me a whole lot to actually react to. Okay, what the hell am I looking at? It looks almost like a woman with the world's worst case of the fucking mumps. And I guess she's supposed to be dancing? And now a worm-looking thing just fell out of the ceiling. Okay. Okay, so I really don't know what in the hell to say about what I just saw. But now we have a headless body. An amount of dirt that appears to be bleeding. And the baby's crying again. That E.T. cow thing. Oh, that's why. Okay, then. Well, Okay, well, I actually guess that would be a reason why this movie is called Eraserhead. So at least they were able to explain the title. At least that's a slight positive, I guess. Oh boy, folks, we get baby guts, I guess, kind of. Something in there is twitching and growing, and I'm not entirely certain what in the hell it is. But I will say it does look a little bit sick. Is that it? Oh God, yes it is. Thank you, God. Thank you, oh heavenly God. Now I get to talk about the fucking thing. First of all, folks, before I happen to dive into this film, I would like to say that there's a reason why I don't like to listen to a whole lot of hype. I don't really like to listen to a shit ton of praise or anything else for anything, be it a film, a video game, whatever, because when you hear too much hype and too much praise, there's no way in hell the product is going to live up to those expectations. After spending years listening to people talk about how this film was one of the most seminal works out there, and it's one of those things that every human being on the planet has to see before they fucking die, yeah, all of those people are, at least to me, idiots. Alright? First of all, before I happen to get into the actual review, I should also state, if this wasn't all already apparent across 37 episodes of this series, this being episode 38, that I don't go into a film looking for symbolism or depth or, any of that kind of shit. I go into a film looking for one thing, that is to be entertained, which is why usually the very first things I talk about are story and writing. Because if you don't have those, your movie's going to suck balls. Alright? That's also why I don't like covering pretentious art house bullshit like this, because I know damn well that when I begin to cite off every single negative that I have with it, a whole bunch of jackasses are going to try to bore into my skull all of the supposed symbolism which is there. Well, guess what? If you honestly like it because of all of its symbolism, cool. Rock on. Have fun. As for me, no. I'm going to review this the way I've reviewed every other film. And if you don't like it, too bad. Okay? Let's start with the writing. I know this thing only had a 20-page script. But the fact that they tried to take that 20-page script and drag it out to 85 minutes is absolutely insane. Alright, I'm going to tell you right now, there is at least an hour where nothing's going on. It is a fucking hour's worth of just tedium and padding. This film would probably have had a much bigger impact if it was only about a half hour long. I am fucking serious, guys. You could probably cut at least an hour, because there are these long, drawn-out scenes where there's nothing going on, or scenes that go literally nowhere. There is this long, extended dream sequence that really is there for no other reason than to give us a reason for the title. That's it. I swear to God. It basically is like a 7-minute dream that builds up to, oh yeah, and this is why we called this film Eraserhead. Fuck you. Okay, no. You could have cut that. You could have cut the long, lengthy segments where it's just him walking around doing fuck all. You could have cut the long sequences where it's just him and his girlfriend, possible wife, I guess, sleeping or trying to sleep as the baby cries. These scenes that just drag on for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, nothing's happening. Nobody's saying anything, nobody's doing anything. You could have cut all of that, and you could have had a better film. A much better film. I have said that a lot about movies where you could have had a whole lot of trimming done and it would have helped. This film is the poster child for that. Alright? Now, also when it comes to writing, I want to talk about the dialogue. The dialogue is absolutely hideous. Every single character sounds completely disjointed with every other character. Okay? I mean, it basically almost sounds like character A and character B are reading off of totally different scripts and their timing is way off. I swear to God, that is how all of the dialogue in this film is fucking delivered. We had one guy go off on a 45-second tangent about how they're serving itty-bitty tiny like chickens, and it grows into how he installed every single pipe in the state, apparently. It makes almost no sense, and then he closes all of that by going, oh yeah, hi. No! Shut up! I swear to God, it is that kind of writing that it just drives me nuts. Because I don't care if you're shooting for fucking symbolism, you failed miserably. Alright, and I also know that this was one of David Lynch's earliest films, and I am not going to use this as a measuring stick for everything else he's done, because I have a feeling that everything else he's done was actually competent and makes at least some minuscule amount of sense. So, oh man. Now, I will say that the lighting was good, and that the cinematography was good, and that the music was haunting. But really, all of that means nothing when your story is horrible, your writing is shit, and your acting is ridiculously suspect. It's just, I hated this movie. And the only way I could ever possibly recommend it to anybody is if you're into pretentious art house bullshit. And if you happen to love that, then you've probably already watched this. And if you haven't watched it, your best bet is to avoid it. There are much better films out there which claim to be a mindfuck that will actually keep you entertained with a halfway decent story on top of having your mind screwed with. And even then, a whole lot of people were saying that this thing was a mindfuck. No, it wasn't. It had maybe a couple of minutes of scenes that were possibly, a little bit weird, but there was nothing that ultimately left me going, wow, I'm just stunned. No, nothing. Okay? This movie is just a waste of time to people who just want a good movie. Who just want a good, entertaining movie. Now, before people start leaving comments, long drawn out lectures about how deep this film is, again, I don't want to hear it. If you seriously want to do a lecture like that, go right ahead and make your own video about it. I'm probably not going to watch it. But if you really feel that strongly about this movie, go right ahead. Frankly, I'm happy that I finally had a chance to see it, because now I no longer have to wonder if the movie was any good. It really wasn't. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.